Fatunke.
Good morning. Good to be here with you this beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning. It's a Thursday. It's an exciting Thursday because fuel is in Lagos and quite a number of fuel stations are selling. So let's say I'm excited because the queues are less than it used to be in the last couple of days, and I mean, I'm just enthusiastic that maybe sometime before the end of the week, we would be back to normalcy. I'm talking about Lagos. I'm not talking about any part of the country, please. I'm not sure what's happening in Abuja as we speak. Our correspondent will definitely bring reports from the few stations. Let's see exactly what has been happening there. But this is the Bumper Breakfast, where we'll discuss everything that has to do with the country, from politics to issues pertaining to human development, and of course issues that has to do with you and I, food items, food inflation, banking issues, whatever it is. We bring those stories and we get to share perspectives with you on the Bumper Breakfast. My name is Tomisi Ojo. This is a Thursday. And on typical Thursday, I usually have Mr. Akin Fatunke right here in the studio with us. Mr. Akin Fatunke is a chartered accountant, auditor, with a vast experience in the upstream, downstream, and midstream sector of the oil industry. Of course, communication is his forte. So I just like to call him communication specialist because passes the message across succinctly, so you don't get confused about anything he's saying. Good morning, Mr. Fatunke.
Good morning, Tomisi, and good morning, Nigerians. Except that, should I burst the bubble? Your openness is supposed to bring hope. I am not sure that is what we are experiencing right now. The queues are still very much in the countryside. People are going out at 3 a.m.
To go back.
I know. And they've been out since 3 a.m. They are not getting fuel. I also know somebody who has been in that industry that arbitrage means you make something, human manipulation. You go to the station, including all the stations. So don't think I am trying to. You pay a premium. Fuel is going to be sold to you at night. That is the situation of things. But let me share your optimism that hopefully we'll be able to get through. I'm sorry, I just have to say it exactly as it is. We are not yet out of the woods. Thank you, Nigerians.
Since some of us cannot pay the premium that will give us fuel, we just manage and wait exactly where we are until the fuel becomes readily available. But Mr. Adekunle also joins us this morning, constitutional lawyer, and of course a first timer on the Bumper Breakfast. Good morning.
Good morning. Here. It's so lovely to be in your midst today. I'm so excited to be here.
Please tell me, did you fly? Or you drove to?
I tell you sincerely, for the past few days I've not been driving as a result of
the fuel scarcity.
I tell you, in fact, I pray and hope that the whole thing will be resolved as soon as possible.
Life needs to go back to normal because people like us have been dealing with I can't imagine paying extra for fuel, 200 naira per liter. I won't do it. I don't know how they're doing it, but I just won't do it. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the stories in the papers this morning, and I'm quite interested in oh my God. Fuel. The Nation newspaper, 5 petrol-laden vessels from Belgium turned back. Banner headline, NNPC, why we rejected consignment. Scarcity spreads to more states. Osho APC primary, what Aregbesola has done is an abuse of government office, and he brought impunity to the state in which he was the chief security officer. That's the editorial of page 13. Nation newspaper tells you that. Police, NDLEA rift over Abba Kyari deepens. As to strike unnecessary, says federal government in Gige. We paid 100 billion naira. I love this one. Our king, Owa Obukun of Ijeshaland, back Soyetola for APC ticket. No room for rascality. Bamio. Kadek Melori. Bandits kidnapped 22 in Kaduna. Courts reject Kanu's request to wear Igbo attire. And the Ekiti governorship, Oroni drops ABGA plan for SDP. 8 killed in Aba market. Quickly, the Guardian newspaper, federal government says hands clean on ASU's unfortunate strike. Senate probes botched 400 billion naira health project 16 years after bad fuel. Reps summon oil firms as PDP flays 201 billion naira cleanup vote. Are men not involved in Kyari's drug deal? NDLEA declares young Nigerians defy CBN ban. Gamble on risk crypto assets. Now it has riders. That's the ban headline. Adoption rate gains 10% points in 1 year, says report. Scammers migrate to crypto P2P trading platforms. Buying, selling of stablecoins gain traction. Non-enthusiasts, young professionals save stablecoins in digital wallets. Asians, others feast desperate youths with trading boats. Right, federal government NATO, that's the NATO, meet today. Seek way out of fuel crisis. Kano demands freedom as court shifts ruling to April 8. Watch out for the Ram column tomorrow. That apparently is something the Guardian newspaper is planning to throw to the populace. Punch, next stations run out of petrol. Scarcity paralyzes state. Queues persist in Lagos, Abuja, others. Transport fares skyrocket. Small businesses grounded. Labor threatens strike. PDP flays silver. And you have federal government approves 1.17 trillion naira for railway maintenance, NECO printing contracts, and bandits raid Kaduna community, abduct 22 residents. Northern youths cake as gunmen invade Abia cattle market, kill 8. Obasanjo Ango Abdullahi meet strategize for 2023. Protesting Lagos drivers set ablaze by government agents, their family and colleagues. Shooting Adegbashola loyalist attack Osun CP command denies bias accusation. Kyari may spend more days in detention as NDLEA approaches the court. ASU films as federal government declares strike illegal. I was looking for ASU. Adamu, lecturers on a wall, not strike. Ngige. We visited Adamu last week. We await federal government action, says ASU president. And the Ikoyi building collapse. Lagos demolish remaining skyscrapers. Prosecutes culpable officers. Bank loans to private sector rise by 5.1 trillion naira. Hit 36.7 trillion naira. And lastly, you have adulterated fuel, the banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune. NNPC files claims for damages against suppliers. Queues will disappear by next week, says Kyari, that's Mele Kyari. Give up petroleum ministry, PDP tells Buhari. And of course, last respect for a former governor of your state, Chief Adebayo Alawo Akala, by officers of the Nigeria Police at the House of Chiefs Secretary at Ibadan yesterday. What Emefiele told us on rumored presidential ambition. Committee of Friends. 1 minor, 3 commuters killed, 2 others injured in Plateau. Drug trafficking. Kyari Bawa confessed working directly with cartel in Brazil. Ethiopia. NDLEA exonerates agencies officials, promises blind justice for indictees. And correctional service reps to probe utilization of 165 billion naira budgetary provision. That's for the Ministry of Interior. 8 killed as gunmen attack cattle market in Abia. Attack on northerners in Abia. Enough is enough, Northern Coalition wants. Federal government wants peaceful resolution with ASU strike. Unfortunate minister as FEC okays 1.71 trillion naira contracts for transportation, education ministries. Let's talk politics, politics, politics. I want to begin with Osun State this morning. And I'm interested because Osun State happens to be the state where I come from. Mr. Vatuka, you quite aware. I am Ijesha, completely Ijesha. And my Owa Obokun, our king, has backed Oyetola for the APC ticket. I'm not concerned about all of that. My concern, however, is this comment: no room for rascality.
Well, if you asked me, I should say no room for rascality. The Ileri group, I mean, the 2 groups that have matched, and for pundits and political theorists will recall that close to about 6 months before now, we had been predicting this was going to happen. Fallout, between godfather, godson, alleged, rumored presidential ambition of certain people came on, and we did say for the ruling party, the APC, that has been strutting the landscape, fledging, being in kick and starts, that this Osun State coming early in 2022, the Osun State, initially the primaries of the party, and then the primaries of Osun State to be followed by Ekiti State, was going to be the litmus tests for the party APC, which I must also say, since I'm not supposed to be a harbinger of bad news, is returning things that are not very sonorous to the eye, to the ears. No rascality, you said. I want to say that I am not a politician, and I should be unbiased in some of the things I say. I like to say that our respected Owa Obokun of Ijesha land,
Yes.
his statement that he's backing a particular,
As usual, anyway.
as usual with us, and it becomes somehow unfortunate. Revered traditional rulers should not dabble in politics. Now, I am not isolating Owa Obokun. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. And so that trend continues. And what does that do to the traditional institution? It withers it down, most significantly. The other aspect of it, of course, are religious leaders who will predict this, predict that, who swear to heaven and earth. Another area where trust has been eroded. But I think beyond all that, I think it will be most unfortunate, despite what divide you belong to turn Osun State into a theater of bloodletting. It will be most and grossly unfortunate. Tomi Singh, you come from that state, and may I also say that I have tremendous, not just because of you, I respect you a lot of people from that state, from Osun State. They are our prime de la prime in all professions. Let me put that. With the way that they have contributed, not just to the Southwest. Obakami Awolowo, during his lifetime, acknowledged their tenacity to turn that place into a theater of the absorbed. Rascality is not allowed, so whatever may be our differences, if we cannot cover it and say it in private, and not allow it for the poor, hapless people who know little or next to nothing, even though I still blame them. The power of what becomes is strictly in their hands. Doesn't matter if people come and grandstand and shoot in the air. The future really belongs to them, and they must strictly abide rule of law, equity. Godfather, godson, please lock yourselves up. We are Yorubas. I happen to be one, and we trade in intelligence, discourse, and disagreements. We should not go back to the wild west. We should not go back to dog eat dog situations for the sake of Nigeria. Whatever happens in Osun State, starting from Osun State, portends a lot for 2023.
A quick comment from you on that. The drama, over there right now, do you think it is inspiring to the people from your perception?
Thank you very much for that question. As Mr. Akin Fatuke said the other time, he said he is not a politician, but on the other side of the I am a politician. and I so much have interest in what is going on in Osun State.
Okay.
You understand? So going by your question.
Yes. Let's begin from there.
Okay, we should begin from the issue of Owobokun.
Or the drama. The
drama that, in fact, you know, these are our leaders. You understand? That's the parties involved, the two gladiators. You understand? They are leaders. I belong to the ruling party. You understand? I actually do not expect this kind of drama to erupt, to come up at all. It is not supposed to be, being the ruling party in the state, and the other group we are talking about happens to be your own person.
Personnel.
You understand? You brought in this particular person into government. Even if there is any differences between the parties, I expect the leaders from the federal government to quickly come into to settle the matter amicably between them. Even if you are not satisfied with whatever settlement or whatever they brought to you, you can as well shield your this thing, and after the whole thing,
you address your issue.
You understand? It's very unfortunate that we as the ruling party are the ones washing our dirty clothes outside, which is not supposed to be. And I think it might affect, or I strongly believe that it is going to have a negative effect in the forthcoming election in Osun State. However, I strongly believe that the ruling party, my own party, would emerge as the winner.
Okay, let's move away from this a little bit and go to the next topic that actually caught my attention here. The shame going on right now. Abba Kyari was declared wanted by the United States government. It was meant to be someone who was supposed to be handed over, extradited to the US. But then the Nigerian police force said they were going to delve into the matter and investigate. It was suspended. Now the NDLEA went further. Another agency of government conducted their own investigation based on drugs, whatever, and came up with this accusation. Not just an accusation, they had a video to show for it. And they're even claiming now, according to the Nigerian Tribune, a confession. Kyari and Bawa having confessed to be working directly with cartels in Ethiopia and Brazil. Yet, I remember that one of the things that the Nigerian police force actually responded with is the fact that hope you're going to prosecute your own officers who are involved as well. So the NDLEA feels the need to respond and say our own officers are exonerated and not involved in this at all. First of all, does this, whatever shade or color it bears, how do you perceive it, Mr. Fasuke? For me, I would say it's a very smelly roast that has been kept in the oven for too long a time and then gradually oozing out the stench right now.
Oh, well, you are smelling bad odor. I am smelling stench, rotting. I'm smelling shame. I'm perceiving people deriding us. If they are our listeners one-on-one, if you are not being derided directly, Yorubas have a word they call sense of shame. You do certain things, even when not proven, but they see you in the surrounding of muck before you are even prosecuted. Shame will not allow you to come. In fact, you get a stigma. And one of the problems we have in Nigeria now is the fact that there is absolutely no sense of shame. Years back, you're sincerely privileged to have gone to outside the country, and then I was amidst all white-skinned people. And one of the questions that I was asked, that wait a minute, so in the course of
conversation,
being in class, So at break time, they now ask me, say, oh, you must be an African. I say, I'm a Nigerian. Oh, there's a difference. There's a difference. Yeah, in the whole of Africa, and then we have a country that is called Nigeria, the most popular. Sometimes we confuse it, you know, we confuse it. I said, the reason why you confuse it is because you have not been exposed.
Pardon me, please.
This is your radio. This is your radio.
Star FM 101.5 gives you the best of music, news, talk, entertainment, and sports like never before. We give you incisive news every hour, quality music, and sports all day round. Listen to the most entertaining, creative morning show on radio as Star FM gives you top newspaper review, headlines about politics, business, crime, events, and entertainment stories between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. daily. Our midday show gives you classic, up-tempo, and contemporary urban music to start your day and get you energized. Between 10 to 12 noon daily, we serve it fresh. Now, take your lunch with us on Lunch Hour Show between 12 noon and 2 p.m. as we pack you with good mix of music loaded with interactive live chart, comedy, game shows, and current events. Our word of sports on Star FM comes on daily at the 5 o'clock hour, 6 o'clock hour, and 10 o'clock hour daily on Star. Our evening belt showcase a mix of urban music, oldies laced with big jokes, talent hunt shows, and relationships. You don't want to miss is the PM Crew. And round up your day with us on Body and Soul, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. daily with the very best of rhythm and blues, cool music to take you to Wonderland. Join us daily as we give you the very best of music, news, sports, talk, and all-round entertainment. Star FM 101.5, entertaining you all the time. Star FM, your favorite radio station. Star FM on GSTV 869.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Yes, we're still talking about politics. Apologies for that abrupt break. And Mr. Fatuke was making a point about the stench
and the fact
of the
that
rotting
because we don't have a sense of shame, so amongst all white people, they made a point that yes, we see you as a black skin, but the quality of what is coming out of you definitely cannot have come out from Africa or Nigeria. And I said, yes, I studied at Ahmadu Bello University in Nigeria, so they were looking at me with, they could not believe. One, before they asked me, I told them that we have not been doing well. I'm talking so many years back on security, then the Chibok girls and all that. And they told me that many black people, that's what they say, I know they are Nigerians, when they come here, they say it's not true, it's not true. But you are being so frank, and so frankly, because of lack of sense of shame, the whole of the architectural of the police, NDLA, has been thrown into this dark, macabre dance of shame, to and fro. So let me, silver lining, Buba Marwa being at the helm of NDLA
Yes.
is perhaps one of the reasons why some of these things are coming on. Otherwise, some other people would have might have buckled. I feel ashamed, and I see people. No, sorry, it has happened. At least about 2 people have called me from outside the country, and they are saying, Mr. Akinfatuke, are you still in that country? What do you have to say? What should I tell them? What should I tell them?
The truth.
Well, I just told them that we've gone deeper into the cesspit. It's a shame. There is a lot of cover-up between all the agencies and interagencies. If not that something just happened, just like during the time of Tafawa Balogun. Remember the time of Tafawa Balogun?
Yeah.
Greed, ego. If not for all those, we would not have had a lot that is happening here. You started by talking about the oil and gas industry. It's in aviation, it's in education, it's in the military, it's everywhere. Lack of sense of shame and accountability for us to rise up and do the right thing. We all know what is going on and what is going down. But the powers that be, and when I say the powers that be, I talk about the chief pilot. We have a chief pilot in this sinking ship. We all know who this chief pilot is. It's our president. And we also know he has a co-pilot in the person of Attorney General. Yes.
His co-pilot is our vice president.
Well, I'm not seeing him at the cockpit as I expect to see him.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
The co-pilot.
In this ship?
Oh, yes. In this ship. Malad and some of the kitchen cabinet. I pull Osinbajo aside because I know the office that he occupies, and I know at one point in time when power was readily constitutionally acceded to him, I saw a lot of performance. But subsequent to that, you know, in a plane, pilot, co-pilot, and then you have the stewards,
and everybody else,
and the people that take care of the toilet. I have seen that they've taken him to go and be taking care of
Mr. Fatoke, you're painting a very gory picture. All right, let's go straight to you, because the NDLEA has been doing quite a lot, but young people get to say that the police are the enablers of this crime. Sometimes you meet young people who say, after all, they have some policemen that they're settling. Does this now exonerate young people who have accused the police time and time again, especially the ones at the high ends, to say that they are the ones helping us to make these things happen?
No, it does not exonerate anyone. You understand? Every one of us are part of this dance of shame, as he said earlier. Every one of us are part
dance
of it.
Of shame, we are
yes.
dancing.
That is just it. That's just the simple truth. I totally agree with what he said. You understand that it is a shameful thing that this is happening. That's two different agencies, the police and the NDLEA. You know, they are having, you know, trying to cover up for their own, you know,
something that is,
you know,
the NDLEA is not covering up.
I understand you. You understand, because as it is now, there's an issue between them.
Yes.
You understand? The police thinks, you know, that Abakari is not the only one involved in this particular issue. You understand? And that's why are they trying not to bring other people into the limelight? You understand? So, as it is now, as I said earlier, it is something that had to do with every one of us, all youths, inclusive. You understand? You trying to say that, okay, police, you know, if you can, you know, if you can, there's a way you can, you know, have your way around them and get scot-free. It happens in NDLEA also. You understand? Sometimes we do, okay, for example, last week I was at NDLEA's office, we inspect of a particular matter. You understand? On getting there, I saw, especially their Lagos office, it is in shambles. In fact, I do not even expect that people should be working in that kind of environment. You understand? I was forced to ask myself that.
Is this a government agency?
In fact, does this agency still exist?
But people were there.
People were there. I was surprised.
They resumed work.
Yes.
They were working.
I was surprised when I got there. You understand? So I think you know, it is this particular issue does not really affect.
Despite the fact that the place is not conducive, they were working.
They were working. In fact, I was not even feeling, you know, comfortable there.
Wow.
I spent about 30 minutes there because you know, I had to guide my clients.
Okay.
During the course of the interrogation
Okay.
Like, I was like, no, it shouldn't be. I even told the officers I met that, why? You people should try to, contact people, let them help you to clean up this. They said they have moved their office to Abuja. So what are people doing in Lagos if you are...
Of course, there's an agency. They're supposed to have offices all over the country.
Yes. You understand? So on this particular issue, it's something that affects all agencies. It is not related to the police alone. Wow. You understand? Because there are bad eggs in every circle. In fact, even as individuals too, we have so many people that...
Even in families.
Even in families. You understand? So we shouldn't look at it as a
police problem.
It is every one of us problem. Thank you very much.
All right, moving to our the last conversation, from the papers this morning that we would like to take a look at. ASU strike. ASU fumes again as the federal government has declared the strike illegal. The federal government is claiming to have given ASU 100 billion naira. Yet, Malam Adamu, Minister of Education, said they went away. No, Ngige. Now, he said he's still looking for them. Adamu is looking for them. While Ngige said they did not go on strike. They went away. They disappeared from work. Basically, are you not tired of hearing about ASU strike? Whose fault is it? Is it federal, state, or is it the students? Let's Kukuma not go to school.
To be candid with you, I honestly don't believe that that our higher tertiary institution is still functioning. I honestly don't believe it.
Did you school in Nigeria?
Yes, I did.
Did they go on strike during your time?
Of course, yes.
Oh, but it's worse now.
It is, in fact, I cannot even recollect because you can just let's just imagine someone that gained admission for into the university. You can no longer tell when you would graduate. A cousin of mine did a matriculation yesterday, and on her Facebook page she wrote that even though she gained admission 2020, now she is doing a matriculation in 2022. You understand? When I saw this thing, I was shocked that somebody gained admission in 2020 and is doing matriculation in 2022. So when do we expect such kind of person to graduate? When? Coupled with this issue of strike today, strike tomorrow, and in fact, among all my peers, my family members, my people that surround me, I hardly hear that I'm in school these days.
It is I don't. Our school is on strike.
You can imagine. So the advice we give to people is just try your possible best. If you can send your work to a private institution, university, just try your possible best and do. You understand? Because there is no even certainty that even after graduation there is going to be a job.
Unfortunately, they even give them jobs faster than people who go to private university. They give them jobs faster than people who go to public university. So what are we doing?
So what are we now saying? You understand? So this is what to me personally, I don't see.
So do we lay the blame on the lecturers, or do we just say that federal government has been insincere?
I'll lay the blame on the government. You understand? That is why I personally, as a youth, am using this opportunity to seek the indulgence of every reasonable youth out there. Let us as well come out. You understand? To seek for our constitutional rights. What all these leaders, our so-called present leaders, have done, they have tried their best. We are not saying that they are not doing anything. They have tried what they think. Lord Dennis said in the case of McFoy and UAC that you can't give what you don't have, that you cannot put something upon nothing and expect it to stand. It will fall when you don't have what to offer. You understand? And yet you are fortunate to be in a position. What's going to happen at the end of the day? Nothing would happen except for you to just be cutting away with our money. You understand? So I'm using this opportunity to indulge every reasonable youth. Let us first of all go and get our PVC. This is an opportunity for us to right
will not
the wrong.
We will not vote for lecturers. It's politicians we are going to vote for.
That is what we are saying.
You are one of them.
That is what we are saying. it is an opportunity for us.
These are our lecturers, they are going to remain there.
We are all the same. If the right set of people mount power today, you will see that everybody will sit tight.
Okay. Mr. Fatuke, do you share the optimism?
He made a statement that he does not believe, my constitutional right, that we have an educational system.
That it does exist in the university level.
At the university level, down the line.
You are even bringing it down.
Say, you know, and say that is the truth. I will disagree with him.
Okay.
That we have a functional educational system with fantastic graduates coming out. Some of them, like the case that he mentioned, if they are not jumping inside the lagoon out of frustration, they are conniving to go and kill their parents and cut the head and put it. Is that not graduation? Constitutional lawyer, please, let's put things in perspective. You don't believe we have one, and I see graduates
graduating from school of ritualism,
from this school of ritualism, school of kidnapping, and what have you. Secondly, for the very first time, I'm seeing graduates who are primary school who will say, my constitutional lawyer, you speak better English than me. Why? I'll go and find a way to poison primary school. Is that not a graduate? Did you have such graduates during your time? Second, Lily, the educational system, like every other system, have gone collapse. And I have one word that I always use, that we have jesting rulers and comedian followers. We are all just jesting. Have you been seeing TikTok? Serious thing. We'll be dance your sorrow. Dance your sorrow. We are dancing sorrow and we are dancing inside the lagoon. Finally, my dear brother, I agree with you. I was only trying to be sarcastic. To your tents, O Israel. To your tents, O Israel. We don't have anything that is functional being planned in Nigeria. Parents or people, few, not all parents, few that still have these children. You better go and take care, just like you take care of your borehole, you take care of your electricity, you take care of your security. Go and take care, go and creatively begin to see how you will, you know, back in the day, my grandmother will, in the moonlight, there's no light anyway, so now, then we had light, but now we don't have light. Just go to your work and begin to talk to your hello, you know, and all that and begin to, and get communities together to begin to educate. These people don't have anything planned for us. Also, I agree with my brother also, 40 years on, there is no year you don't have all these things, and then you talk about third front, you begin to now sell sell your hands out.
That happened to me.
And
all that. 2 years I used to do my trickle.
The lecturers are saying, they are saying to us, don't come and touch our own dividend of democracy. You know, oil and gas. I used to belong to oil and gas. You know, our own subsidy.
God bless
everybody. So this is
don't touch our own dividend of democracy. We don't want
the reason being that we do not trust the people who we are voting and putting to power. The solution, very simple. Let's stop our jesting. Go on strike it. If we continue the way we are going, more and more strikes in the next 40 years, we must check and recheck back our funding of education. Government cannot continue to fund education. And so the solution is what? Restructuring. Restructuring.
We need to take a break right now. I want to say thank you to Mr. Akin Fatuke for joining us this morning, and of course our dearest friend Mr. Adekunle for joining us this morning as well. I'll take a quick break. Of course, there is a conversation we had about ritual killing, and of course a lot of people had this to say. We'll be back with that after this break.